Welcome for today's webinar for the merchant applet. I will be walking you through everything you need to know to manage your merchant, configure contracts, handle the rate cards, and much more. All for within the single applet. So by the end of the session, you'll be able to know about how to navigate the merchant applet, how to create and manage, and how to manage the merchant contracts and rate cards, and how to generate merchant report and configure the applet setting. So first we'll go through with the navigation overview. For the merchant, you're able to view, search, add, or edit your merchants. Then for the contract, you can manage merchant contracts and rate cards. And for the report, you're able to see the report based on the entity type and from which date to which date. And then you, by viewing the audit trail, you're able to see what things is changed and what are the activities happened and done by whom. So first we go in details on the merchant management. So for the merchant menu, you're able to see all the merchant you have. So for creating a new merchant, you need to click the plus, and by providing the necessary field information like the merchant ID, merchant name, entity type, and the PGW code, the payment gateway code, the merchant key. So that are the information you need to provide to create a merchant. So after creating the merchant, you have the option to see all the details of the merchant you provided during the creation. Then you have the PayPal config. So here you can config the electronic invoicing by PayPal network. So you need to provide your PayPal ID and you can configure the notification config. Then you have the login. So you can restrict whoever can use this merchant based on the login user email. So then we have the contract. So you can add already created contract to that merchant ID, and then you can update the rate card. You can update the audit trail. You can see whenever any changes is happening under this contract through audit trail. So for the rate card, you actually can add multiple rate card, and what will be the payment provider code, and what are the rate information you want to provide, you can create here. So for example, what is the name of the rate card, and what is the percentage, or is this the fixed rate, you can do the modification and can update. So it's the same. You also can do the same thing using the contract module. I will show that part also. So from the merchant edit, you can directly create the contract under the merchant, or you can separately create the contract. Then we have the return URL. So you have the option to configure where the customer are redirected after the payment. So where they will be redirected after the payment is done through this merchant ID. So here in the text billing, you have the option to set up the text related information. And then we have the payment config. So you can add the payment gateway information. So who are the provider, what is the bank account number, the SWIFT code, that kind of information, it can be added. So in the address menu, you can add the address for that merchant. So then we have the company linking. So here you can link for which company, under which company this merchant will be activated. And then if you have any merchant branch, you can add those here also. And then the credit term and limits. So if you want to have credit limits for this merchant, you can provide the terms and limits. You can set it from here. So that's how you can manage and can create or edit the merchant information, and or can set the merchant for your system. Then we have the contract menu. Here you can create the contract menu by providing the contract name, under which merchant, and what is the under which company. So after providing the information, the contract will be created. Then inside or during the edit contract, you are able to update the rate card, what will be the rate, and what is the percentage. So everything can be the card can be created. One rate card can have multiple rate listing, so that things also can be created from here and set from here. So next we have the report. So here we use pre-built reports to analyze the merchant performance. So here, using the entity type, you can have search based on the status, or based on the updated date range, you can search the report. So based on the value you have, the report will be appeared. Then we have the audit trail. So for the audit trail, view exactly who changed what and when. So that kind of information will be available in the audit trail. So you also can search a specific time frame from when to when you can search. So whatever changes is happen on that time, you're able to see or track those information.